Welcome to Whisper Places 4K, where the world speaks not in noise, but in wonder. Today, we journey beyond the usual, to places where time moves slower and nature still whispers its ancient stories. From mist-wrapped rivers and forgotten towns to mountains that touch the clouds and glow in impossible colors. Each destination we visit is more than just a view, it's a feeling, a memory, a sacred pause in a fast world. Here, waterfalls thunder like distant drums, temples breathe with centuries of devotion, and skies paint symphonies of light. So take a deep breath, let the noise of the day fade away, and step into silence. Because the most beautiful places on earth don't shout, they whisper. Tucked along the tranquil banks of the Zhangjiajie River in western Hunan, Phoenix's ancient town, Fenghuang, feels like a living watercolor that time has gently forgotten. Here, every stone pathway and wooden beam tells a story, echoing the past in soft footfalls. The town wakes slowly under veils of morning mist, as sunlight brushes the rooftops of Zhangjiajie, those traditional stilt houses poised delicately above the water. Their weathered balconies lean out like outstretched arms, embracing both the river's reflection and centuries of cultural wisdom. Fenghuang takes its name from the mythical phoenix, a symbol of rebirth, and its origin legend speaks of two phoenixes so captivated by the land's beauty, they chose to stay forever. That spirit remains palpable today. Whether you believe the legend or not, it's hard not to feel a sense of enchantment in this place where reality gently overlaps with folklore. Fenghuang is not just a postcard scene, it is layered with the living traditions of the Miao and Tujia ethnic minorities. Their cultural heartbeat pulses through daily life, in silver ornaments that tinkle like whispered stories, in intricate embroidery passed from grandmother to granddaughter, and in Balingdor, songs sung in ancient dialects rarely heard outside these hills. Even the food speaks tradition, warm bowls of sticky rice, spicy river fish, and homemade rice wine that warms more than just the body. Wander a little deeper beyond the tourist bands, and you'll discover the former home of writer Shen Kongwen, whose literary works captured the soul of this very town. Standing in that modest wooden house, you begin to understand how Fenghuang shaped his timeless reflections on beauty, simplicity, and humanity. The river remains the town's quiet lifeline. Children still play at its edge, elders wash clothes by hand, and wooden boats drift past ancient bridges like whispers from another era. At night, red lanterns glow over the water, and music hums softly from doorways. But even in its liveliness, Fenghuang remains unhurried. Fenghuang isn't a place to rush through. It's a place to feel, to pause, to walk slowly, to notice how incense curls up from hidden altars, how carved doors hold stories beneath their layers of paint, and how silence here speaks volumes. It's not just a town, it's a gentle lesson in stillness. Zhangjiajie is a realm where Earth feels lifted into the sky. Located in northern Hunan province within the Wuling-Yuan Scenic Area, this UNESCO World Heritage site is famed for its otherworldly sandstone pillars, over 3,000 of them reaching hundreds of meters into the mist. These natural skyscrapers, formed by millions of years of erosion and tectonic movement, evoke a dreamlike maze that defies gravity. Often cloaked in shifting fog, the landscape looks less like something from Earth and more like a myth brought to life, an impression so powerful that it helped inspire the floating Hallelujah Mountains in Avatar. Yet, Zhangjiajie has long stirred awe far before Hollywood arrived. For centuries, poets, monks, and wanderers have walked its paths and found themselves dwarfed by vertical cliffs, pine-fringed ledges, and echoing canyons. One of the most iconic experiences here is crossing the Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge, 430 meters long and 300 meters high. As you look through the transparent floor into the canyon below, fear blends with wonder. Around you, sandstone spires pierce the sky, their tips vanishing into clouds. But beyond the thrill, Zhangjiajie whispers of something older. At Tianzi Mountain, son of Heaven Mountain, legends live among clustered peaks often wrapped in sea-like clouds. Each season breathes a different story. Snowy stillness in winter, golden hues in autumn, and rich green in spring. And at Zhangjiajie, the famous Avatar Mountain stands guard, with cliffside walkways and the dizzying Bailong elevator offering views that are both vast and delicate. The park is more than a feast for the eyes. It's a sanctuary of life. Rare plants, monkeys leaping through trees, and the elusive giant salamander call this place home. Deep in its forests, along peaceful streams like the Golden Whip, you rediscover silence, not emptiness, but a fullness that invites reflection. Zhangjiajie is not just a destination, it's an awakening. A journey into Earth's memory, where sky, stone, and spirit converge. Pamukkale, where earth, water, and time create a living masterpiece in southwestern Turkey. Cradled within Denizli province, lies Pamukkale, an ethereal wonder sculpted by the slow artistry of nature. Its Turkish name means cotton castle, a phrase that beautifully captures the essence of this surreal landscape. Imagine a hillside cloaked in dazzling white, where tiered terraces spill downward like frozen waterfalls, cradling shallow pools of warm turquoise mineral water. It's a view so dreamlike that it hardly seems real. Formed over thousands of years, Pamukkale's terraces are made of travertine, a gleaming white mineral deposited by thermal springs. As calcium-rich water flows from underground, it cools, releases carbon dioxide, and leaves behind stunning formations of calcium carbonate. The result is a spectacle that seems both ancient and eternal. Walking barefoot on these terraces required to protect them, you'll feel the gentle warmth of the earth beneath your feet, a sensation both grounding and humbling. Yet Pamukkale is more than just a geological marvel. It's a place where history runs deep. Just above the terraces lie the ruins of Hierapolis, an ancient Greco-Roman city and UNESCO World Heritage Site. Wander among its weathered columns, amphitheaters, and healing baths, and you'll sense how intertwined nature and civilization once were. Cleopatra herself is said to have bathed in the area's sacred waters. Today, you can still float among submerged marble ruins in the aptly named Cleopatra's Pool. Beyond its beauty and legend, Pamukkale teaches us about balance. Decades ago, unchecked tourism threatened the site's delicate ecosystem. But thanks to preservation efforts, including the removal of nearby hotels and regulated visitor access, Pamukkale is once again thriving. This is a reminder that when humans tread lightly, nature continues to gift us wonders. Whether you come for healing, photography, history, or simple wonder, Pamukkale welcomes you with quiet magic. Arrive early for the golden dawn glow, or stay for the pastel tones of sunset. Either way, you'll leave changed, your heart softened by warm waters, and your spirit stirred by the whispers of time. Nestled in the poetic heart of Ninh Bình province, Tràng is a place where time moves with the rhythm of water. Limestone peaks rise like ancient guardians, silent yet eternal, from a river that drifts as gently as memory. Here, nature speaks. In whispers, in the ripples of emerald waters, the soft creak of bamboo oars, and the shifting shadows that dance on cave walls. As your boat glides beneath stone arches and through narrow waterways, you begin to understand this isn't just scenery. It's a sacred experience. Often called Ha Long Bay on land, Tràng An deserves more than a comparison. It is a realm where earth and sky reflect each other across the still surface of winding rivers. While Ha Long Bay surges from the sea, Tràng An is carved deep into the land by the patience of flowing water, by myth, and by millennia of geological transformation. The UNESCO designation it holds is not only for its dramatic karst topography, but for its spiritual and cultural legacy. Centuries-old temples like Trin, Suoi Tien, and the spiritual Dia Lin Mountain are quietly embedded into this landscape, standing not as monuments to the past, but as living echoes of devotion. Each one is a stop not merely on a tourist's map, but on a timeless pilgrimage where incense, stone, and silence intertwine. One of the most unique features of Tràng An is its traditional foot rowing technique. Local boatwomen row not with their hands but with their feet, a skill passed down through generations. It's not only a method of movement, but a philosophy of balance between human and nature, between tradition and change. Come at dawn, when the mist lies low on the water like silk, and birdsong drifts down from the cliffs. Pass through Sang Cave, Toi Cave, Bajia Cave, not just passages of stone, but of soul. Here, light becomes a painter, coloring rock in soft greens and silvers. And in that stillness, Tràng An doesn't just surround you. It enters you. Quietly, deeply. Tràng An is not a postcard. It is a living poem, a quiet hymn to Vietnam's timeless spirit. Stretching over an astonishing 13,000 miles, the Great Wall of China snakes across northern China like a mythical dragon etched into the earth. More than a single wall, it's a vast network of fortifications, watchtowers, and ancient paths. Constructed by successive dynasties, most notably the Qin, Han, and Ming. Each stone, each brick, carries centuries of history, conflict, and determination. Originally built to shield against northern nomadic invasions, the wall quickly became a symbol of unity, resilience, and strategic brilliance that shaped a nation's soul. Walking the steep steps at restored sections like Badaling or Matianyu, it's hard not to feel dwarfed by its scale and significance. These parts are accessible, welcoming millions of visitors yearly, and offer glimpses of the battlements and vantage points once manned by watchful soldiers. But venture further, to Simitai Jinshanling, or the wild, rugged Jiankou, and you find silence, decay, and authenticity. Here, nature reclaims the stones, and the wall's rawness tells stories no tour guide can recite. What's deeply moving is the human cost behind this marvel. Historical accounts suggest that over 1 million laborers, including soldiers, peasants, and even prisoners, toiled through unforgiving terrains during the Ming Dynasty alone. Many perished, their lives quite literally cemented into the wall's foundation. Their legacy isn't carved into plaques, it whispers through the winds that sweep the ridges. Beyond its military past, the Great Wall has etched itself into the cultural consciousness of China. The phrase, "He who has never been to the Great Wall is not a true man," captures its profound symbolic weight. It appears in poems, films, and folklore as a metaphor for perseverance and national pride. What fascinates many is how the wall changes with geography. Stone and brick in the east, tamped earth in the west, snow-covered peaks in winter, golden, valleys in autumn. Standing on a watchtower as morning mist hugs the hills, you don't just witness a relic, you feel time stand still. Today, while it no longer guards an empire, the Great Wall continues to guard something even greater, memory. identity, and the enduring power of human ambition. They call it Mosioatunya, the smoke that thunders. More than a waterfall, Victoria Falls is a force of nature where the mighty Zambezi River crashes over a basalt cliff between Zambia and Zimbabwe, forming the world's largest curtain of falling water. With a width of over 5,600 feet and a drop exceeding 300 feet, its scale is staggering. But it's not just seen, it's felt. The ground vibrates. The roar is deafening. Mist rises like breath from the earth itself, visible from 30 miles away. This mist gives life to a lush rainforest at the very edge of dry savanna. Rare, almost paradoxical ecosystem where baboons chatter above crocodiles and elephants roam. Past hornbills. On the Zambian side, the night-edge bridge puts you right into the heart of it. While Zimbabwe offers a trail with 16 dramatic viewpoints, some close enough to drench you in spray. During the rainy season, the falls become a thundering wall of sound and rainbow-lit vapor. In the dry months, the water slows, revealing sculpted rock faces and opening up Devil's Pool, a natural infinity pool on the edge of the abyss. Adventurers leap into whitewater rafting, bungee jump from the historic bridge, or zipline across Patoka Gorge. Others find serenity at dawn or under the full moon, where lunar rainbows shimmer in the mist. Long before David Livingstone reached Victoria in 1855, the local Tokalea people saw the falls as sacred, and they still do. Ceremonies continue to honor the spirits believed to dwell in its waters. Yet, like many wonders, Victoria Falls is vulnerable. Climate change, development, and tourism pressures threaten its balance. Thankfully, local communities and conservation groups champion sustainable tourism, urging visitors to travel mindfully, supporting local guides, ethical lodges, and respecting ancestral lands. What stays with you isn't just the sight or sound, but the feeling. Victoria Falls doesn't just impress, it transforms. It reminds us of how small we are and how vital it is to protect the wild places that move us so deeply. Lapland, a realm carved by ice and silence, stretches across the northernmost reaches of Finland, Sweden, Norway, and into Russia's Kola Peninsula. This is not just a place you visit, it's a landscape you feel in your bones. Here, time moves slower, the air is crisper, and the white blanketed wilderness seems to hum with ancient wisdom. It's a region ruled by nature, where humans live not as masters, but as humble guests. In winter, Lapland slips into the polar night. The sun doesn't rise for weeks, yet darkness never fully falls. A soft, haunting twilight cloaks the snowy land in hues of blue and violet. And when the northern lights appear, ribbons of green and purple dancing overhead, it feels like watching the sky exhale. The auroras are deeply spiritual here. Sami legends speak of Arctic foxes sending sparks into the heavens with their tails, painting stories across the night. Whether through science or folklore, this moment is unforgettable. But Lapland's magic isn't just in its sky. Its heartbeat lies with the Sami people, indigenous reindeer herders, craftsmen, and storytellers who have harmonized with the Arctic's rhythm for millennia. Sitting inside a lavu, warmed by fire and reindeer stew, while joik chants echo into the night, you begin to understand a different pace of life, one led by the seasons, not the clock. In summer, Lapland becomes an emerald wonderland under the midnight sun. For over 2 months, daylight never fades. The tundra blooms wild. Reindeer roam freely, and cloudberries' golden Arctic gems dot the bogs. Locals hike, fish, and gather, continuing traditions rooted in deep respect for nature. Even architecture and cuisine reflect this ethos. Lodges blend into forests with wood and glass, while meals highlight local ingredients like Arctic char, mushrooms, and free grazing reindeer. Whether you're sleeping in a glass igloo under the auroras or taking a silent walk across frozen lakes, Lapland invites you not just to explore, but to remember. Nestled between the borders of Israel and Jordan, lies a place unlike any other on earth, the Dead Sea. Known in Hebrew as Yam HaMelech, or the Sea of Salt, this hypersolent lake rests over 430 meters below sea level, making it the lowest exposed point on the Earth's surface. Here, in a land shaped by time and tectonics, water meets desert in a paradox both haunting and healing. What makes the Dead Sea truly remarkable is its salinity, nearly 10 times saltier than the ocean. This natural buoyancy allows you to float effortlessly, as if gravity itself has been suspended. The feeling is surreal, suspended between sky and earth, your body drifting in silence. Geologically, this ancient basin was formed around 3 million years ago along the Syrian-African rift. Over millennia, seismic activity, floods, and climate shifts forged this unique landscape. No fish swim its waters, no aquatic plants grow here. The Dead Sea teems with a different kind of life: stones, minerals, and myths. Cleopatra descended who saw its wonderful beauty. Today, its black mineral-rich sludge draws spa seekers from around the world. The air, thick with oxygen and free of allergens, adds another layer of therapeutic wonder. But this place is not just nature's spa. It's a cradle of spiritual and cultural heritage. A short journey north leads to the Qumran Caves, where the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered in 1947. Texts that reshaped our understanding of early Judaism and the foundations of Christianity. Nearby lie the fabled ruins of Sodom and Gomorrah, steeped in biblical legend. Yet this timeless wonder is vanishing. The Dead Sea is shrinking at a staggering rate, over 1 meter per year, as water from the Jordan River is siphoned off for human use. As the sea retreats, massive sinkholes appear, swallowing land and threatening nearby communities. Projects like the proposed Red Sea Dead Sea water conveyance aim to reverse the damage, but they bring their own environmental concerns. Still, hope remains in awareness, in conservation, and in the growing global call to protect this irreplaceable gem. To visit the Dead Sea is to witness beauty on the brink. At sunrise, salt crystals glow like frost in the lavender light. The silence is profound, not the absence of noise, but a sacred stillness. Most come to float or photograph, but those who pause, who truly listen, leave with more than just memories. They carry with them a story of ancient earth, sacred history, and the quiet urgency to preserve what remains. Above the Arctic Circle, the Lofoten Islands rise from the Norwegian Sea like jagged stone giants carved by ice and time. Their towering peaks dive sharply into mirror-still fjords, while crimson Rorbur, traditional fishermen's cabins, dot the rocky coastlines. More than a postcard, Lofoten is an experience, a place where raw wilderness merges with the human spirit, where geology, history, and silence speak in harmony. This archipelago has been inhabited for over a millennium. The Viking legacy runs deep, especially at Borg. where the Lofoten Viking Museum stands with its reconstructed 83-meter chieftain's longhouse and replica ships. Walking through its halls, you sense echoes of ancient resilience, a continuity from past to present that still pulses in today's fishing villages. In summer, Lofoten enters a dreamlike state under the midnight sun. For nearly 2 months, the sun never sets, and golden light blankets beaches like Auckland and Unstad, where Arctic surfers ride swells made milder by the Gulf Stream. Here, locals still dry cod on open racks, a tradition unchanged since the Viking Age, producing the iconic stockfish, a delicacy and export central to Lofoten's identity. Come winter, the stage shifts. Aurora Borealis dances above snow-dusted peaks, fjords shimmer under the northern lights, and the cold air crackles with quiet energy. You'll feel like you're standing in a living canvas oat to explore this remote paradise. Most visitors arrive via Bodø, connecting by ferry or short flight to Svolvær or Leknes. From there, the E10 highway winds past dramatic cliffs, crystal beaches, and charming villages like Rain, Nussfjord, and Wye, where museums capture life from the cod oil era to modern resilience. Local guides offer unforgettable adventures, sea eagle safaris, orca watching, kayaking, and hikes above turquoise fjords. Every journey here invites reverence for the wild, the weather, and the people. Always respect marked trails, avoid disturbing wildlife, and support local life by buying responsibly. The Lofoten Islands are not just a destination. They're a return to elemental rhythm, a place that listens and remembers, even if the world forgets. Tucked deep within the Peruvian Andes, Vinicunca, or Rainbow Mountain, rises like a whispered secret from the earth. Towering over 5,000 meters above sea level, it's a geological canvas of crimson, gold, turquoise, and green. These colors aren't painted but pressed into stone over millions of years, layers of minerals transformed by tectonic uplift and time. This isn't just a postcard view. It's sacred ground, woven into Quechua culture and the memory of the earth itself. The journey begins in the quiet Andean village of Cusapata. As you ascend from 3,300 to over 5,000 meters, every breath grows shallower and the silence becomes more profound. Alpacas graze along the winding trail. The path is steep, but with each step, you're walking through deep time, across layers of iron oxides, copper deposits, and sandstone sculpted by glacial retreat. Yet beyond its striking beauty, Vinicunca is alive with culture. Quechua families still make offerings of coca leaves and petals to Pachamama, the Earth Mother, asking for strength and guidance. Each color in the mountain carries meaning. Red for life and fertility, turquoise for the sky and water, gold for the warmth of the sun. The mountain is not just seen, but felt. As a guide, I remind travelers that this place demands reverence. Acclimatization is vital. Go slow, hydrate, and rest when needed. Many experience altitude sickness at 5,000 meters, a natural reminder that nature sets the pace. The best time to visit is between May and September, when the skies are clear and the hues are at their boldest. And when you finally reach the summit, the wind falls silent. The world below disappears. There are no distractions, only stone, sky, and spirit. In that stillness, travelers often feel something unexpected, a quiet expansion, as if they've stepped into something ancient, something living. Vinicunca doesn't ask for admiration. It asks for presence. You don't conquer this mountain. You listen to it.